everybody, Corrie Sommers here. Today we are going to talk about recession. And I know it seems like a scary word, but we're going to go over all the reasons why this is really nothing to be scared about, especially when it comes to real estate. So stay tuned. We're going to go over what a recession is and where we're really headed. So let's talk for a minute about the word recession. What exactly is a recession? A recession is the economy kind of pulling back from the growth that it has had, right? So we have been in the longest running recovery in history, much like the longest running seller's market in history. We've been on this 10-year span of growth, both for the economy as well as real estate. And to put it simple, a recession is simply the withdrawing of that growth cycle. That's all. It's not the end of the world. The sky is not falling. It is cyclical. It happens. You know, the cycle is not necessarily a 10-year cycle like we're in right now, but it happens over and over again. And something really important to realize is as we get into every election season, it tends to be one of the words that comes up almost every 8 years. One side says we're headed into a recession, or we're in a recession, or the economy's in the toilet, and the other side says, hey, this is the best economy we've ever been in, things have never been better, blah, blah, blah. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, are you believing everything you hear on the news and all the sensationalism? How do you weed through all that and figure out how this is important to you and how it applies to your life? Now, one thing that's true, you really should have a safety net of a savings. They always say minimum 6 months of all your expenses. That means your mortgage or your rent, your utilities, your food, the basics that you need to survive if you stopped earning a penny today. Now, apart from that, we're going to talk about how this really impacts you and where we're really at and what people think about regarding the state of the economy. So there's been a poll taken of the average person in America and what you think about what's coming. And most people, more than 49%, think that a recession is coming. And I don't blame you, because really that's the message we've been told. That's what some of these economic analysts are saying. That's what some of these newsletters are saying. That's what the news is saying. And so that's the message that starts to sink in. And here's the thing that I've always said. Sometimes the message becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's happened in every recession when, from the Great Depression, where everyone ran to the banks at once and took all the money out, what collapsed the banking system. If everyone sells all their stock at the same time, the stock market goes down. Like, these are things that are based on human behavior. So people are believing that a recession is coming. And so you know what? Realistically, it's going to happen. The economy is slowing and people's behaviors are affecting our spending. So yes, it is coming, but it is not something to be scared about, especially when it comes to real estate. And here's why. So the last time that the economy actually went into recession, the key indicators, the key factors that affected the market were the housing market, the overinflated equity that just skyrocketed over a short period of time, and it was everywhere, as well as the mortgage industry. There were so many stated, no documents, no nothing, loans. I mean, if you had a pulse, you got money thrown at you. You were in these, fixed low interest or interest only rates that just ballooned up once that term was over. And of course the reverse mortgages that were out there, and it just made things collapse in terms of, it was just horrendous with financing, and so many people ended up not being able to afford their mortgage payment, and then the bank started all their foreclosures, and then people started losing jobs, and so it was a disaster, right? Those were the two big things that affected that recession. Well, this time that's not what's going on. This time the indicators are trade wars, a geopolitical event, and stock market correction. It's time for a stock market correction. We've been seeing the stock market doing a little bit of boop, 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 boop. So if you're really good at riding the waves, this might be a good time to sell and rebuy on the upswing, make a little bit of profit. But if you're not good at that, you want to pay attention to what's going on in the market, because we've had such an upswing. If you've made a substantial amount of money in your stocks, maybe it's time to kind of pull out and wait and see what's going on. But either way, this is not going to be a downturn in real estate. I know there's some people out there that are thinking, oh, I'm just going to wait for real estate to collapse again and I'm going to go scoop it up. No. That is not what's about to happen. In the last 5 recessions, barring the last one, the price of real estate has basically gone up on average about 6%. The recession in 1991, it did dip about 1.6%, but then it came right back up. This recession, we are going to see the price of real estate continue to rise. Now, it might not rise at the same rate each year, the same increase in equity, but it is going to keep rising. So everyone that's sitting there saying, "Ooh, I'm just gonna wait and I'm gonna get a $5 million home for $2 million, it's not happening. It is not happening, nor is real estate about to collapse. So get that out of your mind. What is happening though, and what you will feel 5 or 10 years from now is, dang, interest rates were the lowest they ever were, and I shouldn't have bought 1 home, I should have bought 5. So the bottom line is, this coming recession, it's not the end of the world. We are seeing a slowing in the housing market. It's not a housing market crisis, it's just a slowing. We're gonna continue to see prices of home rise. We're going to continue to see equity increase. We're going to see value increase. This is not the time to panic. So as we go into the next year and as we get closer and closer to the election and you hear the word recession on the news and your friends are talking about recession, or you're at the water cooler and everyone's talking recession, or you're working production and you're on set and everyone's talking recession, remind your friends, this is not time to panic. If interest rates are still low, and a year from now they're not going to be at 3.125%, they're going to go up, but it's still an amazing time to buy property. Either buy a new home, buy some investment property. The thing that you really want to remember is when the stock market is going down, people are taking money and buying real estate because real estate is a solid investment. It is a proven investment. I just wanted to share that with you. Recession is not time to panic. There is going to be opportunity, and I will be doing another video about the same topic soon. So thank you for watching today on Close with Corrie. I really appreciate you guys, and please put some comments below. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so. If you like the video, put a little thumbs up and click that bell so that you get all the updates. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next time.